This is Dee with Divine Needle. How's it going? TGIF, everybody. It is the 27th of May, 2022. And something I wanted to show you all real quick is the news stories on ticks. They're killing off the moose in Maine. Tick-borne illness is on the rise. Now, this is one that I came across today. What to know about the tick that can make you allergic to meat. Evidently, that is becoming a huge problem. They've known about it for several years, and it makes you allergic to meat, red meat specifically. People that used to be fine eating hamburgers or steaks or whatever will suddenly become violently ill when they eat meat. Also, yeah, just look up all the different tick things and how you can help yourself avoid ticks. Remember that reading I did was warning about ticks big time. So something to definitely have a heads up. Our veterinarian warned us about bobcat fever caused by ticks, and it affects cats. So a tick that's been on a bobcat, if it falls off and gets on a cat, the mortality rate is really high. There's some vets that have developed some treatments where the mortality rate is a little better odds, but most of the vets don't even try. So, yeah, keep that in mind. So do everything you can to avoid ticks. Because evidently it's a huge problem. Remember they mentioned Plum Island in that reading, and that's associated with Lyme's disease and government shenanigans, evidently. So we hear. So, yeah, just really watch out for the ticks this year. Could cause you major health issues and your animals. Mosquitoes are a problem too. Remember, they did release some genetically modified mosquitoes into the environment. Their reasoning was a bunch of BS for that, and the ones behind it are also known for being behind a lot of other stuff that's not so good for humans. So just keep that in mind this season. Anyway, a reading today. They wanted this deck. And they did it to me again. I had Heaven and Earth Tarot deck is what they told me first. And then, no, they want this one, the Witch's Tarot. So that's what we're working with today. Also, I've had experiences with my guides speaking to me out loud and before, and like, open your eyes in my left ear one time, and correcting me, it's Adonai one time. And then just, I don't know, it was a little over a week ago, I guess now, maybe somewhere in there. I got a hello. I was like, and so I sat there meditating going, hello in my head. Back at them anyway. Some interesting things. So let's look at the planets for this TGIF. You guys know what I'm talking about. Here we go. We got to look at it. Anyway, this is for today. The planetary alignments, that communication, that triangle still going on. And right now it's a double triangle right here. And it's weakening. And then the next couple of days, that triangle is going to disappear. But Pluto in the underworld over here in retrograde Capricorn. Mercury retrograde has retrograded out of Gemini back into Taurus. Um, the sun's at 6 degrees in Gemini. Happy birthday, Geminis. And the moon's at 0 degrees between Aries and Taurus. So, and the conga line continues right through here. Yeah. The timekeeper's still at 25 degrees, and Uranus has moved from 15 degrees to 16 degrees in Taurus. Let's see. We do have, oh, a kitty cat going crazy named Zeus. Let's see. Jupiter, you're at 2 degrees in Aries. That explains it. Yes. Jupiter, Zeus, right? My cat. He was just on my husband's desk and was knocking things around. Anyway, so yeah, that communication going on between these two retrograde planets, particularly, and right now, mostly, I mean, there's some going on with Neptune, but mostly with Mars on this triangle and Jupiter. So those three still involved in that interesting communication between the two retrogrades. So, yeah. Let's see. We do have a new moon in Gemini coming up. Let's take a look at that. Today, Friday, May the 27th, the moon is just entered into Taurus, and that area. Taurus represents neck, vocal cords, throat, thyroid gland. So those areas could be problematic for some people. It is a good time to partake in any kind of surgical things or procedures, as long as they don't involve the neck, vocal cords, throat, or thyroid gland. Everything else is good. So just an FYI, heads up health-wise for everybody. Ticks, keep a lookout, and this is where the moon is, and you know, the Farmer's Almanac talks about different times, and that's what this is, when surgeries are okay or not okay based on where the moon's at. So, and it's in Taurus for right now. So the next 3 days, the moon spends 2.5 days approximately per sign. So see, here's 2 full days here and then the half day here where it enters into Gemini. And then we have the new moon in Gemini after that. So keep that in mind. Savory Mysteries pictures. I know these pictures were included in that reading I did, but that reading was more kind of scoping out the next week or so. But generally the readings, the energy can be anywhere from generally up to 4 days out. But something that's interesting, one of the readings I did, I'm not even sure which one it was talking about, it was telling me about a mosque being on fire or blowing up. And sure enough, in the news, I think it was yesterday or the day before, a mosque did indeed blow up. So I nailed that one, but the time frame was kind of weird. Time's a funny thing. So, yeah. So it did happen. It's just further out from the reading than they normally occur. And some people were killed in that blast, unfortunately. So, I don't like it when I get readings where bad things are happening, but they're like trying to warn you guys. And so, you know, I'm just doing what I can to help give people a heads up, warn them in advance. The tick thing they really stress that. So definitely do everything possible with the tick thing for you and your animals, because, yeah, there's some shenanigans afoot with the whole tick thing. Um, so the Sabian Mysteries picture, we have this drilling for oil, an oil rig, and we have the old-fashioned well because the sun is at 6 degrees in Gemini today. So this is 5 to 6 degrees, and this is 6 to 7 degrees. Um, it's weird because first thing I got was this hanging down. I heard wrecking ball. Um, so possibly something to do with a crane. Um, they were warning me about steel girdered structures and stuff and elevators in that last reading and things like that, but also a crane, maybe a crane collapse of some sort, a crane. Um, it could even be, I think it's a crane trying to lift something. So a warning about a crane and, yeah, so that's in here. Also, that last reading I did where I was picking up, like, Ferris wheels not working right or something happening with a Ferris wheel or some sort of ride like that, people sit in little, gondolas or what you gabotas or whatever you wanna call 'em. Um, that was in there, but also, later, I don't know, an hour or 2 later after I did that reading, I was picking up on bridges too. So anything with the with the steel structures deal still applies, and that energy's the next few days and can go out till, um, even out till Thursday, Friday next week. So keep that in mind. But this is specifically a crane is what I'm getting right now. And, so I haven't checked the news about any of the other, possibilities with the rides and stuff like that, and this is the season in the Northern Hemisphere where, the theme parks are firing up. So, it could even be like roller coasters. I just, I don't know. I'm not sure how to pinpoint it except for, they were talking about these structures being near water. So the bridges thing definitely popped out, a bridge, um, later after the fact. And yeah, the amusement park rides and stuff like that, and elevators, something about elevators and tall towers near water. Yeah, so keep that in mind. But this is definitely, I'm feeling like a crane for sure. Um, Something that lifts something in the air. It could be, there are those rides where, people get in a seat and there's, like, bungee cord things, and they shoot them up in the air real fast. That too could be what they're pointing at, so just keep all that in mind. Most people will ride those things safely with no problem whatsoever, but evidently some problem is gonna happen, and it's involving amusement parks, another problem, dealing with cranes, and another problem with bridges, and another one with elevators and a tower. Remember there was a tower Felt like some fire energy in the very top of a very thin tower structure. There's a lot of those around, so keep that in mind. Anyway, the only thing we can do is kind of keep an eye on the news and avoid those things for the next week or so, approximate. So anyway, um, let's put it this way. If you're getting ready to go in a building or across a bridge or on an amusement ride of some sort, or if you're a crane operator or in the vicinity of a crane that's operating, um, you know how they turn the crane part into the elevator shaft of buildings and then I don't know. Anyway, yeah, you get the gist of it. Just if your intuition starts pinging, don't do it. Okay? Just saying. Anyway, so let's get to the reading itself and find out what they want to tell us for TGIF. And yeah, they wanted this deck. Switch their minds again. Yeah. Okay, so this is for the collective. For Friday, we'll go ahead and cover Friday, Saturday, Sunday, unless they, I'll probably do a new moon reading too. We'll have to see if they think I need to do that. But this is covering the weekend. So for the collective, the overall energy is what we're needing. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that energy's in there. And man, the cards came out immediately when I did that. 5 of Pentacles, the Fool. Oh, yeah. And the Ten of Swords. That's, yeah. Okay. Highest priority. Highest priority for the collective. 10 of Cups. You see how that landed in the deck? But upright? But barely hanging there? And what do we need to be mindful of and or prepare for? What do we need to be mindful of? Okay. These came out. It's 4 of them. And I had one land on my hand. Okay. I'm just going to put it out to the side. Underlying, Ace of Pentacles. I'm going to move these over since we got an extra card kind of hanging out in the wind here. Okay. So, just a little bit more here. Let's come down just a little bit too. We'll come down and over. Okay. Underlying. Brand new beginning in the material. This is the divine handing you a new start of some sort. And multiple options. Some of those are good options. Some are not so good options. And then the Hermit. This is the card of Virgo. Right when I said Virgo. So this may be indicating something to do with the Virgo and the light at the end of the tunnel. Their family, their dynasty, wanting to go from the 1 to the 10, right? And cutting out what no longer serves. Queen of Swords right there. So an effort for Virgos, or it could be anybody with Virgo placements, trying to start a new beginning somewhere. That's the underlying. But the overall energy for this weekend is 5 of Pentacles. This is lack mentality. Notice there are Coins on the tree, but the tree isn't even green. It's like winter time. But there's a flower peeking through. So things not ready to harvest yet. And then the Fool energy, taking a leap of faith out in a new direction, packing light. I have a feeling that's what the Queen of Swords is about, the cutting out things that they don't need anymore, packing light, ready for a new adventure, and stick a fork in me, I'm done energy. Ten of Swords. There's the tree. This little dead tree. Nothing but an owl in it. It almost feels like, see the coins on the tree? Almost feels like they're part of the end, the grip of the sword. It's like they've all fallen out of the tree. Okay. But see, we got a flower that's just partially peeking out of the snow, but here it's changed color and grown. See, see that flower in his hand? It's that flower. So he plucked up the flower and he's taking off. This is, it's all in the microcosm. This is, feeling left out in the cold. Um, maybe perhaps a bit foolish and, mentally, done. Like maybe they've spent too much. Okay. I'm going to try to stick to the microcosm right now. It's really hard because they're giving me a message about the macro too. Highest priority, your 10 of Cups. What makes you happy? What fulfills you? That is your highest priority. Okay. And what to be mindful of, prepare for. This is writing books, studying, learning something new, working with others. You know, notice there's a candle burning. This could be signing documents. This could be contracts and things like that. Translating. Um, maybe writing down what your priorities are. Uh, yeah. Knight of Wands. Fire energy. This is Aries energy generally, the Knight. Uh, hmm. Or, yeah, I believe it's Aries. Could be Sag, could be Leo. But anyway, this is um, taking what you're passionate about and moving forward. It's fast energy. It's not as fast as the Knight of Swords, but it's fast and fast movement, right? About what you're passionate about, what makes you happy. Then Nine of Swords, the sleepless nights, the Cathedral of the Damned, anxiety personified, right? The shit that keeps you up at night. And that's in the thought realm, swords. and 10 of Wands. Oh boy. So we got 10 of Swords and 10 of Wands. Um, Feeling heavily burdened. You've got a goal up here. You got to get these sticks up here. And the needing that energy of the Knight of Wands to get it there. But mentally, you're trying to prepare for that move, because this is moving fire energy, right? So this could actually be trying to get help from others, enlisting others to help you move those sticks. This almost feels like the straight energy across. It's interesting because see how all the swords are down in the Ten of Swords? And all the swords are now. So we have horizontal swords and then vertical. Or these are vertical, horizontal. It almost feels like shelves. Feels like, and lining up thoughts, right? But a big burden, a big task at hand. This is the planning stage here of getting it done, enlisting others to help, taking notes, writing down your priorities. And then this was, see, we've gone from the 5 on the barren tree. Now things are growing. So your highest priority, doing what makes you happy. That is the key. Then your plant will start producing fruit. So for some of you, this could quite literally be about gardening, home improvements, just anything that has to do with what you feel currently burdened over. You know, you got a Ten of Swords, you've got a Ten of Wands here, and taking this tree and making this tree out of the deal. So, and it's about starting something brand new, learning about it, taking your notes and things like that. On the macrocosm, once again, this feels like a big ride. And those falling out of the tree. Like lawn darts. You know, see, there's a family pictured here. And this feels like that same theme with amusement parks and like something isn't being well kept. See the barren tree? It's not being well kept. Taking a leap, and when you take that leap on this unmaintained ride, it, like, turns into lawn darts. Yikes. Another's working fast, super anxiety, super burdened, trying to get everybody else off the ride. Or out of a building or what have you. Yeah, a ladder. A ladder up to this high point. Yeah, a ladder up to a high point. So the warning still stands with the cranes. These steel girdered structures, cranes, amusement rides, roller coasters, Ferris wheels, um, tall building towers, very near water, so bridges possibly, or even the Space Needle, like in Seattle or whatever that's called. I don't know. Um, it still feels like, yeah, they're helping them down. This could be like ladder or stairs, helping them down. This could be even not just steel girdered structures, but even like wooden structures, possibly even. Okie dokie. Yeah. And I really don't need any other cards. I could try to pinpoint countries this is going to happen in, but there's so many things happening. It could be multiple countries happening here where this occurs. Some of it definitely feels like the U.S. Definitely feels like U.S. Um, and possibly somewhere in Europe. Uh, but definitely U.S. Definitely feel U.S. And getting the world cards out. Like I said, I mean, they're telling me about so many different things all at the same time. They're also, what's interesting is I feel like they're also talking about ticks in the trees, the seeds, right? Ticks in the trees. Hiding out in the trees. See the dog? Yeah, see, hiding out, poisons around. The Seven of Cups can indicate that. Could be a nasty bug, virus from a bug. That could be what they're talking about, the ticks that cause that thing that makes you allergic to meat. Also, Lyme's disease is another thing, plus other things, bobcat fever, you name it. But the dog is showing up, so your animals. And here's the cat. Really protect your family and your animals with the tick thing because they're in the bushes and the trees. So they're telling me about that too here in this reading. See, cutting out what no longer serves, those bugs. possibly cutting down trees or bushes that are in your environment that are unnecessary, or dead wood, so to speak. Yeah. Don't go overboard, but do protect yourselves, okay? Man, they're talking about a lot of different things in this reading. Lots. Just like the last reading, it's just like tons of stuff. Yeah, trying to go out and have fun, new adventures. But on the microcosm, people moving, or starting some sort of new endeavor, and it's not going as planned, and then taking the time to plan it out, go for it. Um, the Nine of Swords can also notice she's in bed. It could be pay attention to your dreams. Um, hmm. Okay. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. Information is in the description box below if you'd like a private video reading. And yeah, TGIF. I hope you have a fantastic, fantastic weekend. Bye for now.